Hello, and welcome to the 7th question and answer stream. I'm pleased to welcome my wife to this stream. We're basically just playing around today. We got these new microphones, and we're able to use both at the same time. And you can't hit the table.
Sorry, that's my bad.
The whole thing. So we thought it could be fun to sort of just talk about what we're doing in terms of our schedule. And we welcome you guys to talk about what you're studying and what you're doing this semester. Is it kind of quiet? Okay, let me see if I can. Oh, I can. Wow. Is this better? That looks like it's better on my end. Let's see. What about +6 is probably too much. Is that better? That's probably too loud. Looks like that's peaking a little. All right, how about that? Let's see here. So, anyway, as I was trying to say, if it was too quiet before, we got these new microphones, and we can have both of them hooked up at once, and we thought that would be fun. So, we're just going to talk about what we're doing this semester. And also, we do have a little, what is this called?
A super chat goal.
Yeah, a super chat goal. If we get 5 super chats, we'll talk about the books that we're working on writing right now. So, if you have any questions, as we're talking or as we're talking about other stuff, just go ahead and drop those in the comments section there, and this should be a lot of fun. And
yeah.
We're
just have to chat.
Yeah, just going to talk for a little bit. First of all, Romilly, why don't you just tell us what you're studying this semester?
Well, I'm studying online, which is a very different experience from studying in person. But right now, I'm taking church history, and I'm taking Triune God, and I'm really excited about both of them. I've liked church history better, but that's mostly because I like the professor better. I would say the classes have actually been pretty similar so far, because they both started off with heresy in the early church. So I got to learn about Arius from 2 different professors.
Well, that's fun. What have you taken away from that class?
Which one?
I guess both of them.
Well,
what have you taken away from Arianism?
Don't be. No, I think they'll be very beneficial. I know a lot more about heresy than I did. I know names of church fathers and what they wrote. At least, somewhat. I can't remember everyone, but I know more than I did. Nice. And it's also fun because my one class, I get to read a lot of primary sources.
Mm-hmm.
So you come away with this understanding that, they were actually just people all along. I don't know.
What's the main text they're using in the class?
Okay, well, I didn't buy my textbooks this semester, which was not a good idea, probably. We have a book by Mr. I think it's Robert Letham. He left a comment in the front of Concise Systematic Theology.
Oh, yeah, which is in the other room.
I
think it is Letham, or Letham.
Yeah.
Something.
And I don't know what the book is called, but it's pretty interesting. It's just walking me through, chronological developments.
He's laughing at your lack of purchase of the book.
That's not nice.
That's not nice.
I'll buy the ones for the second half of the semester.
Which ones are those?
Well, I'll be doing American Lit, so I will need to buy whatever sources, probably Anne Bradstreet and Hawthorne, I guess, other early American writers.
Well, we have some Hawthorne.
We do, but not the right Hawthorne.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So we have...
we have 6 of the works of him.
We have, yeah, what are they? They're from the, 18 something, aren't they?
No, earlier than that. Oh, our copies?
Yeah,
I don't know when they're from.
They're like 1860s maybe, leather bound. They're really worn out and gross, but the binding's still solid, so you can still read them. But anyway, let's see here. We got a few new people here. I was just at the beginning of the stream talking about how we're just pretty much going to sit here and talk. And if you have any questions, this is just sort of we're 1 month into the school semester. What are we studying? What are we learning? And you can talk about that in the chat there as well. But if you have any questions about anything,
about anything.
we'll stop and answer those as best we can. There have been some questions asked in previous streams that I'm unable to answer, so I will not pretend to know every answer. But but anyway,
He doesn't know. I might.
that's true. We have twice the possibility, twice the chance. Is that twice the chance of answering the question? And then also we have it's Josiah Hasbrook.
Oh boy.
He says, "Would you say you are biblically minded, well-educated, and professionally competent?" Well, I didn't graduate.
Neither did I yet.
So
oh boy.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't think I could be the judge of that, but
Thank you.
I didn't graduate. That's my answer.
He definitely has character.
Yeah, and I'm definitely minded. Yeah. And then, what was I going to say too? Oh yeah, and we have this little super chat thing going on here. So if we get 5 super chats, we'll talk about the books that we're working on right now. Just a little sneak peek into what's going on there. We haven't shared that with anybody publicly yet, so if we make this these 5 super chats, it'll be the first time we've talked about it at all. So now, for me personally, I am not in school right now, so one of the minded of all time. Yes, indeed. So I'm not in school right now, and so I'm mostly just studying for Petra publications. I have a couple different writing projects. I am co-teaching a systematic theology class this fall, which will also bleed into probably the next semester. So I haven't actually taught my first lesson yet. I'm co-teaching with my pastor, who will actually be coming on Disciplined Disciple in a couple weeks. And so anyway, I'm studying for that. I'm studying for the few writing projects I have going on, and I'm studying for the series that we're in right now. So I'm basically studying, as much as I probably would be in school, but on a very specific niche thing. Right now we're going through why you should read the Puritans, and so reading a lot of puritanical works right now, in addition to the writing stuff. So we've kept pretty busy, because all of that is in addition to the other stuff we're doing. I mean, we both have at least a job. Mm-hmm. And so we're keeping busy. Let's see here. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to put those in the chat there. Or just share what you've been doing this fall. What are you reading? How's your semester going? I mean, we're only 1 month in, so what's your semester looking like? Also, at the beginning of the year, we released a video called "What We're Hoping to Read This Year." How is your list coming out?
Do you know, I don't remember what I wrote or said. I have the notebook I wrote my list in, so I could go find out, but...
I think I was saying back in January, I wanted to finish John Witherspoon, which I don't think I've read a page since I said that. And I also said I wanted to read Philip Schaff's history of the Christian church. And I haven't read a page of that either. So, and then I think I said I wanted to read Beaky's systematic theology after that. And I know I haven't read a page of that.
What time did you think you were going to have?
Well, that's what it was, what are you hoping to read this year?
Right.
Not what will you read this year, because those are different things. But, yeah. Let's see here. If you're just joining us, welcome to the stream. We're just sort of sitting here chatting. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to put those in the chat there. And yeah, we'll try to answer them. I don't have too much to say, regrettably. I guess we can talk about Petra Publications, the things that are happening there. Why don't we talk about the Instagram account? We just started up our Instagram account this year, a couple months ago?
Not even a month ago.
A month ago?
Maybe a month ago.
And so we're trying to post, well, she's trying to post daily on the Instagram account. So why don't you give a little update on how that's going and what you're doing there?
Okay. Full disclosure, I only posted a few times.
We made a super chat.
No, really?
Thank you, Grant. That's 1 of 5. If we make another 4, we will talk about the the books we're working on. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we were
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I didn't post every day last week, but that was the first time that I have not posted every day since I opened it. So I'm still feeling pretty okay about that. I need to take more pictures because I'm reverting to posting pictures that we took a long time ago. But I'm also having a lot of fun. I'm posting quotes from our excellent quote list. And yeah, I've just really had a good time finding aesthetically pleasing pictures and little things to write with them.
And in terms of growth, what have you seen since we started, or since you started that?
Well, we don't.
Oh, we made another one. Thank you, Hope. And we're two of 5, just to one up Grant by 1 penny. That's good. I'm glad that we've started a war in our chat here.
Wow.
But if we get 3 more, we'll talk about the books. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So the growth there. What have you seen?
I'm just saying. I mean, it's slow, but it is growing. I'm not an Instagram person. It's my first Instagram account, so it's kind of, I don't know what to expect or hope for.
Right. Yeah, I've never done Instagram either, so I don't know. Well, let's talk for a moment about our subscription platform, Bibliophiles. Shameless plug. So everything that we'll talk about, you get the full access of that for just $4.95 is the entry subscription. So when you sign up, the second month that you are there, you will receive a free piece of merch. Depending on what tier you're in, you'll receive a different merch. So you might, I think at the $4.95 one, I think is the sticker or something like that. But I was talking to my pastor today, and I was mentioning earlier in the stream that he's going to come on to Discipline Disciple in a couple weeks. But one of the things I told him today was just that I have used, and it sounds sort of like me, tooting my own horn, I guess, but I use Bibliophiles and the website like every single time I sit down to write anything, whether it's a class lecture, whether it's another review, whether it's one of these writing projects I'm working on. Every single time I sit down to write, there's this bulk of work that's already done in the website. So if you're writing anything, if you're working on school papers, or you're trying to find resources to study further, The things you'll find in bibliophiles that we've been diligently working on is what we're calling Petra Publications outlines, which are just short SparkNote versions of reviews. Basically 500 words around that mark, and you can access those again for that $4.95. So if you're looking for just some brief information about a book that you're interested in, I'm adding to that pretty much daily at this point. And then in addition to that, I'm working on updating our, what do we call those, author timelines. We have timelines for sort of like the one I did for Ryle, which is available for free. Sort of walks you through all the main dates of the author's life. You can also access sneak peeks into what we're doing, so sort of updates, Petra Publications updates. What else am I missing? Oh, and our quote list. We have almost, of course, this is what I use on a daily basis, but we have almost 1,000 quotes in this.
Is it? Did you count?
Oh, I didn't count, but it'd have to be.
It would have to be.
It would have to be. Almost 1,000 quotes, if not 1,000 quotes, all topically sorted. So if you're writing on the church, if you're writing on sanctification, if you're writing on God, you can find that topic. You can find specific authors. They're all cited, so if you're looking for something to research further, you have references to hundreds of books also in that list. So I use that, I mean, literally every time I write anything. And we're adding to that all the time as well as we continue reading and as I continue reviewing books. I mean, every time I, when are you going to publish the quotes in a book? Oh, I see what you're like a quote
like
book.
Like an Or from the Puritan's Mind kind of deal.
Right. Maybe I don't know. That would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
The issue with something like that, and it's something that I'm running into with some other stuff I'm working on, is just the copyright issue. Like, you'd have to reach out to so many publishers and be like, can I use this? Can I use this? And I just feel like that would be a pain. But to answer True Welltall, you should check it out. Right now, we have a way that you can sort of try it out for free. It's called Discord and email list subscription. I'm going to take it down at some point, but if you want to just create an account for free for the time being, you can do that and see what you think. Then if you like it, you can sign up for the
logistical nightmare.
$4.95. Yeah, exactly. Logistical nightmare.
Ew.
That's exactly like it would be. Like, you'd have to email so many people. Like I'm okay with sending emails. I've sent hundreds of them.
Yeah, but just think, if one person doesn't get back to you or
Well,
says
right.
no, you have to go through and prune
then
out
every
everything.
time, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
So maybe after a few of our other publications, and we have like we're I don't want to say known, but at least we have something
like
to
a
refer
grounding,
to.
just
Yeah,
the body
like
of
you
work.
can refer to these other publications that might make things easier. But at any rate, yes, so the quote list is probably my favorite part of bibliophiles. I think it's the bulk. Although, as I said, I'm adding Petra Publications outlines daily, basically. So if you're interested in any of that. Hope says, I'm not sure it would be an issue. Most of the Puritans shouldn't be copyrighted, and I think there's some exceptions for short snippets, or if you're commenting on it. That's a good point. Some of the Puritans that we have in the list are the updated versions that do have copyrights. Like, I know all of the Puritan treasures for today are copyrighted. So we would have to, although, I mean, places like RHB and Banner of Truth, their customer service is pretty good. So it probably wouldn't be as bad as I'm making it out to be. And you're probably right about the short snippets, especially if you're referring to the book and saying you should check their book out, not just take what I'm offering you. It could possibly be a loophole there, I don't know. But yeah, trying to think what else we've been doing. Recently, we updated the banner on the website, or on the YouTube channel. That was Romilly's work.
That was a joint effort. You took the picture.
Did I take that picture?
One of us took that picture.
One of us took the picture. She put the logo on there. She also designed the logo. So she does all of the graphic design stuff, and so all of our thumbnails are now designed by Romilly. You probably saw a big increase in quality on the thumbnails. That was due to her work. And she also helps me edit all of my stuff because it needs some work. Needs some help.
It's not that bad.
Let's see here. Sylvan says, have you ever reviewed any book on Christian poetry? I recently reread the Hound of Heaven by Thompson. I think, have we talked about this before? I don't remember your name, but I remember...
Yeah, he commented.
Yeah, I remember talking about this. So, no, I have not. I should do like a short series on poetry. Like
do you have enough poetry
no,
you like?
No, I'd have to get some.
You'd have to do...
I'd have to actually read some poetry.
You would?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be wild. So the answer for now is no, but I do think... Oh, we got another one. I put a quick cool story in the Praises Discord. Oh, great.
Let's see.
Am I at liberty to read it, or is that... I don't want to read anything personal or private, but let's see. I'll pull it up, and then you can let me know. I can also censor stuff if you don't want me to say anything private. I can change it. But anyway, yeah, so was I talking about poetry?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would need, this is why I need her. So yeah, I would need to get some poetry. I'd need to select some that I liked the best.
I would have some recommendations.
My wife would have some, and then, let's see here. He says, whenever is convenient for you to read, I couldn't put it in the super chat. It was too long. Got it. And then Hope says, I've heard nothing but good things about the MLJ series on Romans. Matthew Henry is also a go-to as well. Was there a comment I missed?
I don't think so.
Yeah, MLJ is great on Romans. I've enjoyed several of his commentaries, and he wrote one of my favorite books, which is the Puritan. Yeah, thank you. The Puritans, their origins and successors. That is, yeah, as I say, one of my favorite books of all time. Let's see here. So Grant says, there is truly a silent revival going on. I'm a senior in high school, and tomorrow I'm starting a morning Bible study with a couple of my classmates. Very cool. And about a week ago, a buddy of mine started his own Bible study at lunch. I didn't pay much attention to it due to me not being around at lunch. But today I was, and I saw over 30 kids reading the Bible and asking questions, which is about a tenth of our high school, which isn't primarily religious. That's fantastic.
Wow.
When I first saw it, I compared it to the Sermon on the Mount. It was truly beautiful. You can see the Spirit working. They are reading through Romans currently, so I'm planning on loaning him some of my MLJ Romans commentaries. Do you know of any books I should recommend to him? I see now where
I
the...
see what we missed, yeah, okay.
All right. That is awesome. That's really great. I see that now, Hope. That's my bad. I was like, what are you talking about? But now I see.
No, he's just a step ahead of us.
Well, anyway, yeah, that's fantastic. And I think, I mean, we just wrapped up our series on Reformation and Revival. And Romilly and I both can probably talk about some of the things that we've personally witnessed ourselves in our church, and what we're I mean, witnessing all around us, I think things are changing. I think the times are changing, and I think the Spirit is moving. And that's actually one of the things that my pastor is going to talk about when he comes in. We're going to talk about revival, and we're going to talk about Charlie Kirk. We're going to talk about what it means to apply our reading to our lives. So pretty much revival, the things that we're looking at in our world today. Hope says, it's never a wrong time to talk about resources on Romans anyway. Yeah, that is very true. So yeah, I think we're definitely witnessing something. Yeah, that's one of the things that we're going to talk about in a couple weeks when that interview comes out. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts on that, or more of my thoughts on that, and my pastor's thoughts on that, be sure to check that out when it comes. Let me ask you a question.
Oh boy.
So in the Reformation and Revival series, we looked at several books, well, I guess, 6 books, that covered pretty much the entire Great Awakening, and we looked at a few other time periods, and the Second Great Awakening. The key points of revival that stood out to me the strongest were a sense of urgency to pray and study the Scriptures, reading not just the Bible, but theological works and devotional works. Oh, we've made 4 out of 5. Thank you. The Biblical Shelf says, looking forward to it. I'm very excited. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen in that video because it hasn't been made yet, but I'm looking forward to making it and seeing what's in it myself. So there's, an urgency to read in the Bible and to pray. There's reading of theological and devotional works. There is obviously a stirring up of the people in terms of numbers. There is a stirring up of the people starting with the young people. And then finally there's, what was my final point? I had a 5th one.
I remember.
What was it?
I don't remember.
Oh man. I'm missing something. I don't remember. Well, anyway, the young people reading, praying, and studying the Scriptures. We'll go with those. What would you say we're seeing today that resembles those same attributes? Like, where are we seeing that in today's world?
At our church, we've been seeing kind of all of those points, because we have young people at church for what I hear is the first time in a decade, and they're all eager to participate and serve and also to learn. We're having more engagement with our Sunday school than we've had in years.
Yeah, I think we went total. Now we just started coming this year. Well, last year. I started coming last year. And obviously we got married in June, so she started coming in June. But from historic numbers, I think we were looking at something like 20 in Sunday school all summer long, and that's when people are traveling. They're not here at all. We had, I think, an average of 30-something.
I think it was 40.
40-something. And now I think, 60%?
Yeah.
Of the total congregants are in Sunday school. So there is a desire to learn the Scriptures better, to study. As I mentioned, I'm co-teaching a systematic theology class this fall. And so there's a sense of we need to learn stuff. Like, we don't know anything. And I think, that's a sign of revival. What else?
Well, what's really exciting about that is that that's what I've heard is going on everywhere. Like, Everhard, Matthew Everhard had a video where he was talking about just, what was it, 10 signs of revival he was seeing in his church.
Yeah, his church, yeah.
And it was like, wait, that's happening here too, you know, a 12-hour drive away.
Right.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And then whatever, Grant's thing, it's like...
Yep, people
it's
studying in
schools.
schools. Yep. There's a hunger for theological Reformed orthodoxy and to rehabilitate Puritan thought and deconstructing the stereotypes. Well, thank you. Yeah, and that's something else that's been really fascinating because when I started Petra Publications, it was more of an outlet for myself to talk about stuff, to talk about theology. And what it's become, and I'm very grateful for this, is actually an invitation for others to read as well. And never saw that in a million years when I started the channel several years ago now. We're approaching the 4th birthday of Petra Publications. But I think what I'm more, like, I'm just amazed that there are people who are interested and that the channel continues to grow, that there's excitement, that there's, yeah, I mean, I think excitement is the right word. There's, or as you say, a hunger for these great works. And I think the other goal of Petra Publications is, yeah, to deconstruct the stereotypes and rehabilitate, as I like how you say that, and also to apply what we're reading. And I try to leave a sort of a call to action in every video, every review. And tomorrow, stay tuned for this one. Tomorrow I have a video coming out that's called Reading Theological Books Devotionally. And the point of that video is to say, listen, if we're not applying what we're reading, then it's worth nothing. It's a knowledge that puffs us up. It's a knowledge that makes us arrogant and proud, as opposed to actually living out. Like it's completely inconsistent. So there's no point in talking about the Puritans or the Reformed classics or orthodoxy, or the Reformation or revival even, if it's just an academic pursuit. It needs to come from the heart, and it needs to be applied in our lives. And so, anyway, watch that video because I tie, I think, 3 rather academic books into the idea of actually living out what we are reading. And so, anyway, I think going back to this other discussion, I think that's part of revival too. Revival, it's an awakening. It's the Spirit moving. And I think there's a sudden realization. There's a moment when you go, "Oh, I know what that is, and now I know how to live it out." So I think, just to tie all of that in together, I am greatly moved when I think about, yeah, how the Lord is using Petra Publications to reach so many people, to think about that kind of stuff. I mean, even our mission statement, we exist to invite, encourage, and challenge the church, not just to read, but to reflect and contemplate as well. And that implies living out and applying all of that to your life. Well, we need one more of these super chats in the next 13 minutes to discuss the books that we're doing, or that we're working on. And just to say this before anyone else donates, these books won't be available for quite some time. There's a lot more work that needs to go into these. And so this is, if we get this last super chat, we'll talk about, oh, we got it. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so we'll give a sort of a brief overview of the idea. And I actually have my most recent addition here, revision.
All right, tell us
tell
about
us
the
about
books
these books
already.
already. We should do this more often. We should have made it 10 super chats. So anyway, yeah, our hope is to get these books out by the end of next year, mainly because we're working on the editing right now. We want to have art that goes along with this, and Romilly
I will do that.
can talks about this.
Yeah.
Can talk about this in a moment.
Ken
But
talks.
Ken talks about this. But at any rate, so the idea of this, and this actually is what we were just talking about. This is called The Reading Boy. And this particular book I've dedicated to every boy who struggles to read. There's going to be one that is paired with this called The Reading Girl. And I guess should I read the chapters? Or is that too
No,
much
just talk
information?
about it. That's
Okay.
too much.
All right, that's too much.
They needed 10 super chats for that.
Right. Come back next week for our 10 super chat, and you can find out what the book is saying. But basically, what we've noticed, or what I've noticed, is, and I'm sure everyone is aware of this, but boys don't like to read, and neither do girls. It's for two very different reasons. Boys don't like to read because they think it takes them away from their play. It takes them away from their imagination. And so what I'm trying to do in this book is talk to boys at their level, and not in a childish way, but in a boyish way. I explain theological terms very simplistically. I bring in a lot of scripture. And I try to show them that reading is growing in knowledge and wisdom. And you have to grow in knowledge and wisdom to become a man. And every boy wants to be a man. So I'm trying to tap into that a little bit. So basically, what I'm doing in this book is showing them that it is wisdom, showing them that it's growing in knowledge, and then providing them with resources and direction in what to read. Because if you start out reading as a child with no direction, it is possible you read something that's not worthwhile, or you get into a whole category of reading that's not worthwhile. So I try to give them a very broad selection of readings, while also making sure that they're biblically sound. Does that sum that up well enough?
You could talk about the indexes too.
Oh yes, and it also comes with the appendices.
Yeah.
So in the back of the book, so it's going to be short. It'll probably be 50 pages, around 50 pages, once printed. But in the back of the book, after the chapters and all of that, there's going to be 3 appendices? 4 appendices?
I think you had 4.
4.
But I can only think of what 3 of them
Let me
were.
go through them. So the first one is a Bible reading plan. And so it'll just help you get through the Bible, not necessarily in a year, just to keep you reading your Bible. And that's one of the things that I stress over and over and over again is you need to read your Bible first and foremost, before you read anything else. Make a habit of reading, read it daily. And so in the back of the book, you'll find an appendix for reading the Bible. Then next, there's an appendix for a 1-year reading plan, and I go month by month. I give a sort of a annotated bibliography in a way, sort of telling them why that book is valuable to them as a boy. Appendix 3, I think there are only 3.
I think so too.
Appendix 3, the final appendix, is an extended list of great books for boys. And that's just sort of, I think I have 30 books on that list. And so anyway, I have been sharing this with specific people, trying to get it edited, trying to make it its best it can be. And so most recently, I have shared it with my pastor, and that was one of the things we met about earlier today. And oh, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's one of the things that we we're talking about today. He's given me several pieces of advice that I'm taking into consideration and have already edited into the book. And he had some very helpful feedback. But mostly what he said was, I like what you're doing. I think the level is great. I think the audience is very clear. The purpose of the book is well thought out, and it's necessary and needed in our time. And I also, I think personally, that it matches what we're doing here on Petra Publications. I mean, I review books. What better thing to write about than books for young people? And then, Romilly, you can, I mean, you haven't written much of yours yet. But,
I have not.
But you can give them sort of the same...
the same spiel?
Yeah,
I don't
give 'em-
have
give 'em a
I don't
little
have nearly
sneak
as
peek.
much done as you do. But I did go ahead and write like a little introduction, just the reading girl. I think a lot of girls are kind of afraid to read because it sounds maybe over their heads, or just the kinds of things that are advertised for girls at this point are just cheap and frivolous. And like, I think many children recognize that that doesn't hold much value. So I just hope to kind of get back to the basics of what virtues grow when you read, how important it is that you keep imagining and that you keep thinking and that you learn to imagine and to think. And yeah, just the importance of knowledge as well. But I have not written it yet, so we shall see. But yeah, I'm also going to do little illustrations
Yeah.
for both of them, because we have a book that's
I don't think I have it in here.
no, I don't think it is in here.
Oh, well. Yeah, I
It's
think it's in the bedroom.
It's an Isaac Watts book, and it's childhood songs of long ago.
It's a Sprinkle Publications volume, spiral bound book. I got it for $4 from RHB. Worth every penny. But in that book, dispersed throughout the book, are
It has just cute little illustrations. They're just ink. They were
ink
probably
sketchings or something.
they were probably what do you call them?
Plates.
They were probably plates back
Yeah.
in the day. And obviously they're very vintage, and the kids are all dolled up in ways that are kind of not very current. But I was thinking if I could take some of that simple, cute, inky style and render it in a more contemporary light, it would make sense paired with a childish writing or childlike writing style.
Yeah. So, in the Reading Boy that I've been writing, there are going to be 4 chapters, and we're kind of thinking we're going to do a plate, so to speak, for the cover of the book, and then
One for each chapter.
one for each chapter. Yeah. So that's kind of the overview of what we're looking at. Should I talk about the other book I'm working on?
The other book?
The other book.
I mean, you may as well.
I did say books, so
Yeah.
I mean that's 2. There's a third one in the works, and I have some other ideas as well. And you could be going, why all the talk about books all of a sudden? And I couldn't tell you. I think we just got to the point
It
where
needed to be done.
Yeah, where there was inspiration, where we felt a need in the church to write something that hasn't been written yet. So the third book I'm working on, there have been books that are similar to this book, including I have it back here. Peter Toon's Spiritual Companions: An Introduction to the Christian Classics. But basically, this book sort of walks you through on 2 pages all of these different books. So let me see if I can find one that's worth talking about here. Yeah, like the memoir of Robert Murray McShane. This is number 15. This is by Andrew Bonner. Gives the dates, gives a little information. It's just several paragraphs. I find that setup to be a little bit complex, and it's not very readable. Like, it doesn't feel like a book you would just sit down and read. So what I'm trying to do is write a book for adults. So we've got the Reading Boy and the Reading Girl, and this book is going to be more of an academic read. The level's a little bit higher in writing, and basically this is going to be my goal is, well, I'm aiming for 50. 100 would be even better. But taking these books, and I'm going to set them up so that there's a short little biography, 2 paragraphs of a biography of the author. I think that is helpful for context. It gives you more, a broader view of reading. I think it puts that book in its time and its place. And I think that just helps in understanding what they're talking about. So 2 paragraphs of a biography, followed by 2 paragraphs of a description of the book, followed by 3 quotes from the book that highlight. Oh, wait, let me go back. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. In those 2 paragraphs of the description about the book, it's going to, the last couple sentences will showcase and articulate why that book specifically is valuable to the modern reader. And so as you go through the book, you could say, well, this book is great because it would help me understand holiness and sanctification in a better sense than I do. Or this book shows me how I should live in a church, or something like that. And then after that, it'll be 3 book reviews or quotes from the book that highlight the value of that book, followed by a 4th section, which is where this book is currently published. Hope Family Bindery says, so basically Petra Publication book reviews in book format. Yeah, it basically is that. How did I say that? I'm basically just condensing the reviews into, a hard form book instead of a spoken thing, which I think will do a couple of things. I think, for one, it doesn't take anywhere near as much time to learn about the book, because my reviews, I will admit, are a little lengthy and a little bit rambly. I'm not the greatest reviewer in the world. So I'm confining it to 500 words. I've gone a little over on some, I've gone a little under on some, but 500 words, that's where I'm cutting it. So 2 paragraphs of every section, and I'm done. And the other advantage, I think, would be you get it in a book, so you can gift it to people. You can buy one for yourself and keep it on your shelf as a guide to the books. Because really, one of the things that drove me to start reviewing books in the first place was because I wanted reviews. I wanted to watch reviews of the books, because I'm not going to order a book without knowing something about it. Why would I need this book? What does it do for me? So internet reviews are one thing. They're helpful, like on Amazon or on RHB or Banner of Truth. But I think to have a book that walks you through, here's why you should buy this book, here's why you should read this book, here's what it will do for you. I just think there's value in that. So yeah, this is both of those projects, both the Reading Boy and the Reading, and the Reading Girl, and this other book I'm working on. I have used, and I'm sure you will use, bibliophiles and the resources there. So if you're interested in using, we were talking about bibliophiles earlier. I think it's linked down below. If it's not linked below, go to the website. There's a banner at the very top of the website. You can click on that and it'll take you to the paywall. I will say right now we have a free entry. I'm going to close that soon, but if you want to test and see what you think of bibliophiles, if it's helpful to you, when I close out that free subscription, you can sign up for just $4.95 a month. And that directly helps Petra Publications to continue doing the work that we're doing here. And it also gives you all of that content for, a fraction of any cost at all. All right, so let's see here. Biblical Shelf says, Lord willing, I'm planning to get married next year. Do you have any advice or resources besides Scripture that you found especially helpful in preparing for your marriage? See, this is a weird one for us because, we had premarital counseling, and it was great. Again, with my pastor, we our pastor. We love our pastor. He's fantastic. And again, he'll be coming on the podcast very soon. So if
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Again. I mean, this whole stream has been a shameless plug. But,
yeah, it's good.
But so it's weird because we just knew we were going to get married. And I don't think there was... I don't know. So the premarital counseling, the books that we read, the things that we learned, it didn't...
It didn't change.
It didn't change anything. It didn't. I don't want to say it didn't help, but yeah, it didn't change anything. But there are really great resources. A couple that I can recommend are right behind me here. For one thing,
what about the beaky one?
Oh, the beaky one. Yeah, that is a good one. Where is that? Is that here?
It should be.
It should be. Well, I remember the title of that. So, oh wait, actually, I bet it's right here. No, it's not. Well, anyway, so one of them. Sorry, we're all over the place.
We know where everything is.
So the one that we used in our marriage counseling sessions with our pastor was the Timothy Keller, The Meaning of Marriage. We only went through the first 5 chapters.
We were supposed to do 6. I think we only did like 4.
Well, we can testify that the first 4 do have some really helpful things in them. I'm not sure it was the most helpful book we read on marriage, but there was some really helpful, and it sparked a lot of conversation, when we were engaged. Another book.
Hope just recommended Gouge for you.
Oh, nice. That is the other book that's sitting right here. This is a book that, well, I'm going to review this at some point. But this is a book, the series of books. There's 3 volumes. There's A Holy Vision for a Happy Family, or Marriage, A Holy Vision for Happy
Family.
Family.
Or household, maybe?
No, that's the 3rd one. I think it's Family. Holy Vision for happy children, maybe. Holy Vision for a happy...
Family life, raising children.
There you go. Family life and raising children. These are books that you can read if you want to be beat up. They are absolutely painful. I mean, they just hurt. Everything. Gouge does not beat around... Is it beat around the bush? Yeah.
Yeah, there were some that we left offended.
Yeah, and we consider ourselves, I mean, we would be very conservative people. This is like...
He's more conservative than me.
It hurts. It hurts bad. And he's doing it straight from Scripture. I mean, they're basically a commentary on Ephesians, I think. Ephesians, is that right?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. It's been a little while. This would have been last year. Last fall.
I mean, yeah, it would be a year ago.
But I'm trying to find a quote. I always mark my books, so it shouldn't be very hard to find something in here. Is this the first volume?
Which one
I think
is
the
that?
first... Which one did we read?
Oh,
we've read 2
marriage,
of them.
didn't
This is marriage. This is family life. Let me see. What do we have here? 2024. I did. I have markings.
I see.
Well, he is no good Christian. Actually, I read a quote very similar to this in one of my other reviews, but he is no good Christian that is careless in these matters. A bad husband, wife, parent, child, master, servant, magistrate, or minister is no good Christian.
Yikes.
Let's see here. But yeah, I'm probably spending way too much time on Gouge here. But the point is, at some point I'll review these and you can hear more of what Gouge is saying. Or you can buy my book when the book comes. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so those are another great resource. Again, those are extremely challenging. They will hurt your feelings. So Keller, Gouge, and the other book that we have enjoyed was Joel Beakey's Friends and Lovers. And he pretty much presents a dichotomy of marriage. On the one hand, you have friends. The 2 of you are friends, your best friends. You spend time together like friends. And then on the other hand, there's lovers. And he talks about the covenantal love that you have between each other and the contrast the comparison between that love covenantally and the love of Christ and the church. And he sort of presents a beautiful dichotomy of friendship and loving, I think. So those are a couple.
And that one's really short.
That
too.
one
You
is very
can
short.
Read that in an afternoon.
I think, yeah, it's like 60 pages. I have reviewed that one. That was back in the Manhood series. I think that was last summer.
Fall.
Last fall. Yeah, last fall. So if you're interested in that, that review is available. What else do we have going on here? And then I guess in terms of advice, just pray a lot. Don't stop praying. And I don't know, I think
we're very new to the game.
we are new to the game. We're 3 months in, so we're no pros. But we did get married.
That's true.
You only do that once, hopefully. So, we're as experienced as you can be. Anyway, so then Sylvan says, yes.
Young adults.
Oh, young adults. Yes, are reading. It's mostly fiction, most of which is some type of fantasy. I grew up on Lewis stories, also The Pilgrim's Progress. See, those are great. And those are things that I tried to put on the list. And I try to stress, like, there's nothing wrong with fiction or even fantasy, but it has to be in its proper place, and it needs to be supplemented heavily with the scriptures and with
It's
other.
not even a supplement at that point, because scripture is the foundation of what you're reading.
Right, that's what I mean. I might have said that backwards. It needs to be the salt on the steak.
Yes.
The Bible is the steak. Your fiction is the salt. Yeah. So anyway, that is a big advantage. You can't hand bind leather YouTube videos. Yes. It's better as a physical thing. And then William Gouge has it. Yeah. And then Biblical Shelf says, thanks, I'm going to look into those. Excellent. Do we have any other thoughts, questions, concerns? I'm also open to recommendations on, or comments, questions on the books that we were just talking about. We won't get much more specific than we've been already. But, it looks like everybody's leaving now. But
it's bedtime.
If you're there and you wanna ask any more questions, we are still open to those. But let's see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, don't forget the video tomorrow that's coming out on reading theological books devotionally. I think that is a helpful video. It's one of the most heartfelt videos I think I've put together. Something I've been thinking about a lot, and it's actually also something you guys voted for. And then what else was I going to say? The interview with my pastor, which I keep mentioning. That'll come out at some point, and I don't know if I'm supposed to read that publicly, but interesting. Sorry, we're reading some messages from Discord, but I don't know if I'm supposed to read them out or even react to them publicly. So I will respond to those in the Discord server after we're done streaming, unless I hear otherwise. Favorite Bible translations you guys like to read? Well, we're ESV people most of the time. Our church uses ESV. Our school used ESV. It's good just to have a translation that is in the language that you frequently use. But I also enjoy the KJV. I like to memorize the KJV. I'm working on Psalm 9 right now. I like to switch it up. Sometimes I find that reading the ESV is a little boring is not the right word, but
it's very familiar.
Yeah, it's too familiar. Sometimes I zone out and I quit paying attention. Sometimes, so sometimes I just switch it up to the KJV to switch it up, I guess. Everyone should use at least 2 translations. I agree with that. And yeah, translations are not inspired. The Word of God is inspired. And sometimes, using different translations, you can really discover something like a meaning in a text that you otherwise wouldn't recognize. ESB. What is that? English?
I think he's saying ESV.
Oh, ESV.
Also.
I see. Also, just because the super chat goal is met,
Oh boy.
we would still be open. Let's see. I find that NET is a great secondary translation, and the full notes version is incredible. NET, the National
New English translation?
Oh, that could be.
I don't know. I'm making stuff up.
I have no idea either. Also, I should say, just because I keep talking about the super chat, as with all of the donations to Petra Publications, we will use every penny of it to go back into Petra Publications. So recently we bought these new mics. That was through kind donations of people, and yep. So we're not going to go buy a burger with the donation. We work jobs for that. Let's see here. The Young page says, hello from the Youngs. Love the book ideas. I'm curious, how has your experience of Christian college been as avid readers of Christian literature? Any advice for young people considering college? Oh, that was a lot of questions. Well, let's start with the first one here. Actually, thank you for liking the book ideas. I appreciate the feedback. I'm curious how your experience of Christian college has been as avid readers. Well, I've mentioned multiple times I was with my pastor earlier today, and one of the things I talked to him about was how glad I am to be, dare I say it, not in school right now.
Oh dear.
Because while I was there, I think I put out maybe 4 videos. And obviously, I mean, learning and growing is not correlated with output of content. But
also it is a little bit.
But also it is a little bit. I mean, these videos, they take time. They take mental effort. They take, academic thought a little bit. But they also represent a book that I've read. So looking at my read list, the books I've read list that I have, I kept dates on those. I would be like, okay, all of these books when I wasn't in school, and then like these books while I was in school. So as an avid reader going to school,
it slowed you down.
It slowed me down. And again, nothing can be compared equally to the growing experience of going to school, to the interactions you have, to the connections you make, to the friends you make. Nothing in a book can compare to that. So you're not really comparing apples to apples. But also, we have a church here. We have friends. Mm-hmm. We're making friends. We have connections. So I'm very grateful for the time that I spent in school, but I'm also very glad to not be in it right now. You?
Well, I am in school right now. She thought you might say that.
Am I that predictable?
I am enjoying school, and I have. I think it's different for me because, I was majoring in English, so I read different things, but not less than I would have otherwise.
Right.
And now I'm reading, church fathers and heretics, and it's just fascinating. And as much as I complain when I have to print and then read 91 pages of whatever, I really am glad to be forced, in a way, to read those.
Right.
Because I wouldn't
You wouldn't,
otherwise.
yeah. Well, and can I interrupt you?
Please do.
That was one thing that was great about college is there is a level of being forced to do something that you wouldn't otherwise do, and that is one downside to Petra publications. This is, I'm living in a dream world. I mean, I can just study what I want to study. I can write what I want to write. There's no grade. The grade is how quality can I make this thing. There's no fail or success in that regard. But that is the one thing is I haven't forced myself to study things that I don't want to study. These series that I'm putting together are things that I'm thinking about, that I'm curious about, things that I want to study and I think are worthwhile to other people as well. So, yeah, I mean, that is one downside to not being there. I'm not being forced to do that. So probably I need to select something like the
Shaft.
like Shaft, where I was thinking the Fathers here. I haven't read any of those. That would be an academic push. So anyway, okay. Good night, 9:06 p.m. and goodbye from West Indies. Wow. Well, have a great night. Thank you for so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. But anyway, so yeah, so that answers the first question. And then any advice for young people considering college? Well, I think, yeah, my advice would be to do just that. Consider it. Think about it. Contemplate your options. Because I think what I learned in college, not just from myself, but from witnessing other people, college is not for everybody. And I think in our modern society, it's been so normalized. Like, oh, of course they're going to college. Like, they're high school students. They go to college right after they graduate high school. I'm just not sold on the idea that that's a great idea. I think that college is also a very dangerous place for some people that aren't able to discern well right from wrong. I think that trade school, as Hope says, is a good option for some people. I think it really depends. Are you good with your hands? Are you good with your mind? Like what are you good at? What are you hoping to accomplish with the degree? There is also a book. Since we're book people, I can recommend a book. There's this book, Finding My Vocation, a guide for young people seeking a calling. I reviewed this earlier this year sometime. And there's an appendix back here, Appendix C. Should I go to college? And he sort of walks you through all these questions. He first says, what are your gifts? What is most needed now? What is my motivation for going to college? So here he says, college doesn't work for everyone, sometimes even those who finish their studies. So what are my motivations for going to college? He says, a college university professor shared with me this anecdote. When counseling a young man considering getting a postgraduate degree, the professor asked this question: what is the problem? I like this. I use this in other areas of my life too. What is the problem to which your getting a doctorate is the solution? That question should also be asked about an undergraduate or graduate degree. What problem are you solving with this? And then he offers another question: how do family or assumptions affect career considerations? Are you being pressured into doing something? And then this one's very important. Should be asked by everybody. Can I afford college? And unless you are a millionaire, the answer is probably no. Anyway, what's Hope saying? He's saying trade school cheaper and has better paying careers than the majority. Yeah, and that's again a great point. And I try to think, not everything is about money, but some of it is, and yeah. So, I mean, here I am. I'm doing a trade, but I'm also studying. So I think you got to figure out what's right for you. But then this question also very important. Sometimes the assumption that you're going to college immediately after high school is not right either. It says, is the time right for me to go to college? Sometimes, I mean, Romilly will tell you she has people in her classes right now that are 40. It's never too late to go back, especially if you go to trade school, you get your trade certification, and you're doing your work. You actually have money, you have the means to go back to school if you desire. Also, ironically, I don't know if my pastor listened to this live stream somehow providentially before we live streamed it, but again, I don't know. When I was talking to my pastor today, we were talking about this. He said, "Do you have any intention of going back?" And I just said, "Well, if the Lord leads me there, sure." But I think he called me out for the time. But asking that question, is the time right, I think is very valuable to young people trying to decide whether or not they should go to school. Any additional thoughts?
We just got a new guy.
I know. Is it private? He says.
It has been historically.
I've shared a couple times, I think. And we're online now anyway. Or you are. You can say if you want. I think it's private. We'll probably be more open about that after the diplomas are given. It is a small Christian college. I attended for 2 years. She is still actively enrolled, but online. And I left the school after my bill went up again, and I said, "What gives?" And they said, "I said, what gives?" And they said, "You do." And I said, "No, I don't." So I left. Yeah, so as the Lord leads, I may go back. I may get a master's degree. Who knows? Just see what happens. But yeah, I'm very grateful to have Petra Publications and using that as a academic pursuit to continue learning. Let's see. Still so many people. I really think the later the stream, the more people are available. Because I've seen that before. Well, if you have any other questions, we're not going to cut you off, but we have been streaming for a little time. We'll probably, if not next week sometime, we'll probably do it the week after next again. So I am curious to hear what you guys are studying, what you're learning this fall, what you're reading, what you're seeing at your church in terms of revival. Just recapping some of the things that we talked about here as well. What else have we talked about in this stream?
Well, writing projects.
Oh yeah, and writing projects. Are you writing anything? Ooh, Hope is studying Greek.
That's cool.
That is pretty cool. Greek is on my list. That'd be a cool thing.
I'm busy with French.
Yeah.
I don't have the brain space for multiple languages at once.
Yeah. All right, well, it doesn't look like, I mean, again, I don't want to cut anyone off, but a few of us at church finally convinced my pastor to teach a Greek class. Now that is cool.
That's very cool.
See, our pastor, he knows Greek.
Yeah, he could, but why would he do that if it would be only us and Ben?
It'd be three of us.
Yeah.
We could still
try.
We could still ask him. I might ask him on Disciplined Disciple.
Oh,
see what he says. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, Hope says a few. That's three. All we got to do is tell him that this other guy.
The internet has spoken.
Right. This guy who follows Petra Publications says that his church does it.
He doesn't know why more people don't want to learn Greek.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's. I guess it's the.
Well, at our church, it's.
Well, at our church, people don't learn much. Haven't. I should say haven't learned much. They are.
And I think they will.
They will. They are.
If we give it 15 years, they'll want to learn Greek.
Right. Right. We're creating a culture of learning. I want to start studying Hebrew, but it's daunting. Yeah, I think that's the same. There's that same stigmatization. Stigma? What am I looking for?
Not really.
No? Yeah. No? Stigma.
Well, no, because it's whatever.
What is it? No, what is it?
Well, I would just say like hesitation or.
No, for Greek is what I'm saying. There's that same.
Well, a stigma is like a negative viewpoint. Or.
Yeah, view, right? A negative perception.
I guess so. Okay, yeah.
See, this is what she does with my writings too.
No.
Yes, and it's great.
I would never.
Well, anyway, yeah, this perception, this what was the word you just gave me?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
This negative view. I'm just going to give up. But this bad view of Greek, and I think it's the same. Yeah, same with Greek as Hebrew. Anyway, that took long enough.
Sorry, that's my bad.
Hebrew is harder on the vocabulary side than the Greek, but easier on the grammar side, from what I hear. Greek is better to learn, in my opinion, because it gets you the New Testament and also the Septuagint. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts too. And I don't know how I would do reading backwards. I've spent my whole life trying to learn the other way, and I don't know. It's like, well, and also for those who are here, if you're not in our Discord server, that's also linked down below. Because I mean, any conversation is welcome to continue in that Discord server. We've got multiple different chat rooms for various types of discussion. And so yeah, if you're interested in continuing talking, even after the stream is over, that's always available as well. Are there any other questions before we end the stream? This is always the most awkward part because there's latency, so we have to wait like 30 seconds or something before.
You should do the Jeopardy music.
Yes. We'll get caught for copyright.
Sometimes sacrifices have to be made.
That's true. All right. Well, I guess we will end the stream here. Thank you to everyone who watched for your donations in the super chat. Greatly appreciated, and I think that's all we have for today. So, Lord willing, we will see you again very soon. God bless.